Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful 4th of July so far. And here we are on the 5th of July in 2020 in the sanctuary of the Center for Spiritual Living, Bellingham, welcoming you once again to a wonderful Sunday experience. To start us off on that, I'm going to invite our incredible music director, Amber Darlin, to take us into song. I hope you enjoy it and sing along.
Seems like I was muted. Yes, in fact, I was muted. Thank goodness for my wife who just came in and told me that from the other room. All right, let's sing this again. 1, 2, ready, go. Woke up this morning with my mind staying on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind staying on spirit. Oh yeah, I woke up this morning with my mind staying on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind staying on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind staying on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind staying on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. You can't blame your neighbor. You can't blame your neighbor with your mind staying on spirit. Oh no, you can't blame your neighbor with your mind staying on spirit. You can't blame your neighbor with your mind staying on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. One more time. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for hanging with us through some, technical things. It happens. If you're out there this morning, take a minute to greet some of those folks. If you're on social media, say hello to some of those members of our spiritual community, near and far, and say good morning and hello. We're missing everybody's bright, shiny faces, but so glad that you're all tuning in today. All right, let's sing My Soul is Welcome Here. Oh, I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Clap, clap. My soul is welcome here. 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 Thanks for singing along, everyone. We are moving over to our practitioner of the day, Rana Biggs, for an invocation prayer.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Bellingham. My name is Rana Biggs, and I'm your practitioner of the day, and I would love for you to join me in a prayer. And in this moment, I know there is one great love. It is a great love. It is all-powerful, all-knowing, and ever-active. And I am one with that love, and that each person near and far is one with that love. And today we sit in great circle of connection and joy together, mirrors of that divinity. And as I know this truth for myself, I know that this is true for anyone who also chooses to claim it at this time, that today is a day of great joy, that I step into this joyous moment with buoyancy and flair and excitement. And today is a day to find beauty, to seek beauty, to know beauty, to feel it, express it, and to savor it. Today is a day to savor the love that pours forth in all things from my very heart out into the world. That today is a day that I step joyously forward into the divine knowing that my path is good and right and true. And today is a day that I claim all joy, all beauty for all those near and far, for myself, for we are all one. And it is in the great knowingness of this oneness that I say, thank you, sweet spirit. Good morning, CSL. It is a good morning, and so it is.
Oh, thank you, Rana. All right, well, this is a song that we introduced a few weeks ago. It's called One Step at a Time, and I hope it's pretty catchy. Hope you'll sing along. Gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time. No doubt about it, I won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time. Let's sing that again. Gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time. No doubt about it, I won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time. Leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling, face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I found. The sky is calling, gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time. No doubt about it, I won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time. Leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling, face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I found. The sky is calling, gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Leave behind what's weighing you down, leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling, face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I found. The sky is calling, leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling, face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I found. The sky is calling, gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time. I just love that song. That's a new one by Gary Lynn Floyd and Amy Bishop. All right, well, I thought I'd bring a song this morning just to get us into a bit of spiritual practice together, a bit of meditation. This is Sacred by Lisa Ferraro and Erica Luckett. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. I will share, 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 this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. I will share, 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 this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. We're going to move over to Dr. Andrea Asebedo for our message of the day.
Thank you, Rana and Amber. It's always interesting to me to be reminded of the one mind, because today I was thinking about the divine as love. And I don't know about you, but in this great awakening that we're in the process of having as a society and a world, there are times when we really need to turn to love and dwell in it. And I was reading a poem by Hafiz this morning that kind of captured where I am this weekend. And I thought I would share part of it. It's part of a poem called Awake a While. And Hafiz identifies the divine as love in this particular poem. Awake a while. It does not have to be forever right now. Hafiz, awake a while. Just one true moment of love will last for days. Rest all your elaborate plans and tactics. Awake, my dear. Be kind to your sleeping heart. Take it out into the vast fields of light and let it breathe. Say, love, give me back my wings. Lift me nearer. So this has been a week for me of wanting my wings back, wanting love to take the sorrow away and remind me of the love that permeates the world. And so, as always, when I make a request like that of the divine, I often am shown deep love in my own heart and in the world. And it's part of the respite that we need on that journey up the mountain that Amber was singing about, one step at a time. So today is the beginning of a new month, July. Our theme for the month is the power of diversity. I chose that theme back in October. And of course, I was thinking, and here in Bellingham, we have the Pride Parade and the Pride celebration in July. And so I was thinking of diversity in terms of all of that. And then here we are, and diversity is a hot topic. And so it's great that I get to talk about it all month long. But because I'm in a slightly shifted place where love has my heart, I wanted to talk in a series of talks. So this first one is really about core understandings of the science of mind. And I'm using two poets to help me today. The first poet, really a group of poets, are the Inuit people on the northern coast of Alaska. And they have a poem that I don't even know how ancient it is, but it speaks to something that I wanted to bring up to set the stage for further talks through the month. It's called Magic Words. In the very earliest time, when both people and animals lived on Earth, a person could become an animal if he wanted to, and an animal could become a human being. Sometimes they were people, and sometimes animals, and there was no difference. All spoke the same language. That was the time when words were like magic. The human mind had mysterious powers. A word spoken by chance might have strange consequences. It would suddenly come alive, and what people wanted to happen could happen. All you had to do was say it. Nobody can explain this. That's the way it was. And so for me, Magic Words, this poem captures one of the things that the science of mind is very alert to, very awake to, and that is the power of our words and the possibility that is endlessly available to us. And it's almost as though, not exclusively our philosophy, but many philosophies of this nature have reawakened to what the Inuit people were speaking to. That was the time when words were like magic. The human mind had mysterious powers. And in our tradition, this is the time when words were like magic, where words are like magic. And the human mind is mysterious and has powers that many people don't appreciate or understand how to use. So let me talk just a moment about that. I know you know this, but in this time of social change and pandemic and being taken out of our normal way, our quote unquote normal way of being, and being asked to quarantine and isolate and be very selective, what an important time to remember that our words have tremendous power and that the human mind has within its nature a mysterious power that can be utilized in this time for good. So in our tradition, we understand that the words we speak have a direct impact on our experience of life and others as well. We understand that the words we speak are actually the outpicturing of a deeply held idea or belief, and that the words are kind of like the flower of the plant that we don't see, that's in the mind. And that plant can be healthy or unhealthy. It can be a weed in consciousness, or it can be a lovely, healing, beneficial medicinal plant. But in any of those cases, they all flower, they all come to the surface as our words and actions. And so for me, one of the most important things to understand is the inner mysterious power that we're part of, that spiritual essence, that quantum field, that place where we reside at the hub of our being. And in that place, connected in that place, we have at our disposal an infinite range of possibilities and an infinite power that dwells within us, operates through us, and is always and constantly moving with our deeply held understanding. This is why people who have a deep belief in hate can flower out with words and actions that come from the plant of hate. This is why people that have a deep, deep connection to anger, the flowering of that anger within them, the power that moves through that belief and idea, shows up in the world as rage and all kinds of words that are difficult to hear and experience for the one saying and the one receiving. But this is also why the incredible saints and sages of all time have had the medicine of love, and the energy of the divine moving through that understanding moves out from them in words of tremendous healing balm, and moves in actions that create great peace and great compassion, loving kindness and connection. And the thing is, we have a choice about that. But oftentimes we weren't taught about that choice at all. The people that raised us weren't aware of it. It's a lost art for many. And so as we turn and examine the possibility that our deeply held ideas actually show up in the world as outer experiences, and they show up through our speaking and our actions, we can begin to contemplate the mysterious power we have and start to take the power that we have seriously. And instead of uttering words by habit or by default or by chance, remember it says, a word spoken by chance might have strange consequences. The Inuit people are noting that when we speak from an oblivious or unconscious place and speak words by chance or random, there's consequences nonetheless. We can't pull that back and somehow erase that once it's been spoken out into the world. And even more importantly, those words actually speak to something that is dwelling within us. So we take the time in the Science of Mind philosophy to really pay attention to what words are coming through, what we're speaking by habit, by default, by chance, and then looking deeply with the lens of introspection. We deeply help bringing them and speaking them into and holding consciousness and rehearsing them, feeling of that do come in all to do and say it, and it begins to up. Of course, the question is, what are you saying? What are you saying? What am I saying? And to be very deliberate about that saying, because nobody explained this, the Inuit say, that's the way it is. And so as I contemplated that this morning and thought about love in action by means of me and by means of you, I thought about what it would mean to be very deliberate in this time with all that's going on and to consciously choose words that were blessing words, that were words that were nourishing to the field that we share with all sacred humans, no matter where they are, no matter what inner plants are growing and flowering out as their words and actions. What would be my way to offer into the field, the morphogenetic field of sacred humans, nutrition, blessing, ways of being in the world? And I came across another poem by one of our Washington poets. He's not from Washington, but he lives here now. You probably have heard of him. His name is David White. And in a collection of poetry called The House of Belonging, he has a poem. It's very short, but it has to do with how I'm choosing to be in the world more and more. It's called Loaves and Fishes. And you do remember the story from the Christian Bible that has to do with Jesus, and he's on a mountain, and at least 1,000 people have gathered, which in that time was an extraordinary amount of people. And the disciples were frightened that all these people, they wouldn't have enough food. And so Jesus said, don't worry about it, basically. He said, gather up what we have and bring it to me and I'll bless it. And so they gathered up loaves of bread and fish, and he blessed the food, and then they began to break the bread and break the fish into pieces and distribute it out to this mass of people, this crowd of people. And not only did it feed all of the people, but there were leftovers. So the loaves and the fishes is a story about the dramatic and powerful, mysterious power we have when we bless to magnify and multiply things that will become abundant nutrition for everyone. So this is David White's poem, Loaves and Fishes. This is not the age of information. This is not the age of information. Forget the news and the radio and the blurred screen. This is the time of loaves and fishes. People are hungry, and one good word is bread for 1,000. What is your word? So to me, these poems were linked by a friend of mine named Doug von Koss. And they link in my mind as well because they speak to the power of our word to bless, to nourish, and to bring forward good. And in this time when so much is being revealed that has not been good for our brothers and sisters, that has not been good in the world, it's a time for us to bring forward the good that we know, the good that we innately feel, the good that we're connected to by love, and to bring forward that love in our words. What would that look like? For me, it's being very careful about how I speak and what I say. There's a tradition in Buddhism where the third or fourth precept says, I will not speak words of which I am not certain. And I find that in this world of ours right now, there is so much misinformation and disinformation happening, so many ways that are being used to try to divide people with words, that I am finding myself extremely cautious about how I speak and what I speak of. Because I want to make sure that when I speak, it is things that I know for certain. So for me, what I know for certain is that there is a deep well of power and love at the center of every sacred human's life. It is permeating the world. It has always been there. It always will be there, whether we are there or not. And it moves through all of its creations, taking the shape and the form of deeply held ideas. And so for me, I dwell in the ideas that will assist, that will bless, that will benefit, that will nourish, that will be not only a healing in my own heart and mind, but a healing in the world. And it doesn't mean that I somehow avoid or ignore or seek to be in denial about the suffering of the world at all. But what it does mean is that, you know, one of my therapist friends used to say, if one person's face down in a ditch full of mud, you don't go face down in the mud if you want to help them with them. You stand on top of the bank, you grab hold of them and you pull them out. And the words and the understandings that we have about love and about power and about how we can use it in ways that are compassionate and inclusive, that's standing on the bank for me, witnessing the suffering and helping to lift everyone to a different place so that everything can be revealed in a different way. I believe this is part of the Great Awakening. So your word, I want you to contemplate that today and think about what you have to offer in terms of your words. And even if they're offered in the privacy of your own home, even if they're offered while you're singing in the shower or singing along with Amber, or offered in a prayer in your car when you see an ambulance go by, or offered in your office or your kitchen as you're preparing a meal or you're getting ready for a meeting, it all matters. Our word has power, and we use that power to lift, to heal, to open, to love, to bless. That's my message to you today. And so I'm going to do a prayer, and this prayer is for me, but if you would choose to accept it for yourself, please do. So please join me in this knowing. Gifted to me, gifted to every sacred human, is the presence of the divine in the form of love and power. It moves through all creation. It is a force to be reckoned with and to be known. And I know it now as it dwells within me, individually in all of its glory. I lean into the love that it is, and I tap into the love that I know, and allow the power of the divine that is resident within all things and within me to move through me, in me, and as me, bringing me to new levels of compassion, loving kindness, openness, clarity, and the ability to use my words wisely and well for the benefit of all beings everywhere. As I open myself to learning new ways of speaking and feeling and knowing and sharing, I am uplifted and held by a love that knows no limit in me, has no limit for me. And in this way, love, informing who I am and what I am, opens the words that I speak so that they can be a blessing in the world, so that I myself, as one being, can be a blessing in the world. This is true not only of me, but for every sacred human who chooses this path. And I choose it with great appreciation, with gratitude for the way that power and love is moving in me. And so it is. All right, I have a couple of announcements and then we'll close with a song from Amber. There's a couple. So the first one is we're having here in Bellingham, I know many of you are joining us from far away as well as near, but if you happen to be in the area and you would like to join us at 1 o'clock, between 1 and 2, we're having a parade. And we're having a parade here in the center in our main parking lot. Why are we having the parade? Well, we have so much to celebrate as a community, even though we have not been able to see each other face to face very much at all. And we're celebrating in particular the graduation of 6 brand new practitioners who just newly passed their oral panels and their tests and are now licensed practitioners in the body of our community. And these 6 need to be celebrated. They've done 2 solid years of work, as well as many years of other classes to prepare themselves to be able to serve you. And so many of them will be on hand, not all of them, but many of them will be here. And you can wave to them and congratulate them from the safety of your car and wish them well on this sacred journey that they have studied and are ready to move into service with. We also have 2 new board members, and they haven't been celebrated either. And we also have 3 new adjuncts who have joined our board. And so many of them will be here, as well as much of the board, many of the other licensed practitioners. Joe and I will be here, and Amber will be in the back of her truck singing songs. So we hope you'll come. Bring signs, bring confetti, bring bubbles, bring what you have. Celebrate these wonderful people and the fact that even a pandemic can't keep us away from the love that we have for this community, for this beautiful campus, and for one another. That's from 1 to 2 today. Parade, CSL Bellingham style. The other thing that I wanted to make sure you knew, especially if you identify as male, we have a men's group that's been meeting now for quite a while. And when the pandemic hit, took us a while, but we moved into Zoom. And so that meeting was announced to be this coming Saturday, but actually we're moving it back to its original time slot at noon on Sundays, the second Sunday of every month. So next Sunday, a week from today, at noon, you can join Philip Flores and the other men that have been part of this group and celebrate together, learn together via Zoom. To do that, you need to email either the center office at info@csl-bellingham.org, and then they will move that toward Philip Flores, who will be operating the Zoom call, or you can contact him directly if you have his contact information. One way or another, feel free to join that group, even if you've never been part of it before. And then one of our licensed practitioners and also a rabbi, Kalish Lavial, is offering a beautiful 6-week class called Infinite Possibilities. It takes on from where the mental equivalent class that just ended was, and leads us even further into creating with our words and our thoughts and our deeply held beliefs a world that we choose to live in. So Kalish has been using the work of Mike Dooley to prepare for this class, and she would love to invite you to come and be a part of it. It starts on July 14th. It's 6 weeks. The tuition is $60, and much of that supports the center, so we thank you for that. The class is an hour and a half long, from 5 to 6:30, and she would love you to register ahead of time because there are materials that you'll be receiving. You need to make sure that you have a way to be able to see her screen. So oftentimes when we join by phone, we can't see because we're only listening. And if that's the only way you have to communicate, she's inviting you not to join the class because much of the material she'll be sharing has to do with you being able to see her screen and see what she's presenting. Different YouTubes and various different things. It's a very exciting class. I hope you'll join her for that. So right now I'm going to invite you to think about donating to the center. We really appreciate that. I'm going to thank you for being in attendance either today, right now, or whenever you've tuned in. And I'm going to turn it back over to Amber to lead us out in song. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Andrea. All I love is all around me. All around me there is love, like a sea of open water, and the trees that rise above. I know that I am worthy of the gifts that love can bring. All I love is all around me. Love is everything. All I love is all around me. All around me there is love. Lifts me up if I let it, especially when I give it up. There is no limit to its magic, so I raise my voice and sing. All I love is all around me. Love is everything. Sing, love is everything. Love is everything. Love is everything. So much gratitude for your presence here today, everyone. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you again next week. Bye, everybody.